Hey Gemini, welcome to Terriblekid. We're gonna do you a reading right now for the month of May 2024. May is of course your month. It's when the sun goes into your sign. But there's more exciting stuff coming as well, and that is that you are gonna feel Jupiter coming into your sign. It's going from the 12th house to your house, to house number 1. Gonna be very exciting. Let me see. I don't know if the mic is working correctly. I think so. Yeah, most likely it is. So let's go and try and see what's gonna happen here. Split the deck in 3. Spirits, angels, ancestors. What can we do for the Gemini? So here we go. Okay. How much clearer do you want it? You are at the end. You don't have to fight anymore. Everything has been done. All the insults have been made. All your enemies have told you what they think, or at least when they didn't tell you, you felt it. And now you think, what shall I do next? Going back, does it make sense? You will start new, and that's what I mean with Jupiter in your 12th house. Now you're going with Jupiter in your first house, meaning cut all loose ends, stop everything that's no longer fruitful. Around the 25th, I think, of May, Jupiter will come to you, and that's really your time to start shining, and you will have Jupiter for a year. This is the end. I think logically, in all honesty, I already did a recording, but something went wrong with the card. Don't know why that is. You're Gemini, double sign. The reading was pretty good. I see obstruction. Okay. So what's keeping you back? What's challenging you is new starts. A lot of things are offered emotionally, in love, in relations. There's so much coming. It's really cool. So looking at this, knowing that it's in your 12th house, the 10 of Swords, which is air, that's you. You seem to be a bit overwhelmed by the opportunities that are coming up, and you are thinking logically, as most of the time you make decisions logically, analyzing stuff, being very quick making decisions. But for some reason, you've been holding on to a lot of logics and things that no longer work, and you need to let it go. And you have to trust your emotions more now, because that's what's being offered to you. It's a lot. It's super positive, in fact. I think you are the biggest block here. You have to trust the process. You have to trust the gods, the spirits. They want to bring you a lot of fulfillment here. It's beautiful. It's a new beginning even. And it's a lot of power on the emotional, well, what it will bring to you. And it scares you maybe because you're used to logical. Jupiter is of course the old ruling planet also of Pisces, which is a major water sign. You know, most Pisces, they live in the water. So let's see. What is your advice to focus on? Right, here we go. Okay, again. Focus on relation, a bond, the union that is done. Maybe it's done or it's no longer working. Most likely when I see this, it's done because so much has been said and so much has been tried and logically made plans, etc. It's not working. Maybe you like this person, you love this person, you love this person. Could even be in a business relationship, you know, that you thought, okay, We have the good intentions. We feel good together because that's feeling for you. It goes a bit deeper than that. I think emotion-wise, it's not good. So maybe it's better to get rid of that relationship and allow for things that are good, because you got the Ace of Cups coming up, and the Two of Cups is upside down. It's a relationship. I don't know if you can fix it. When I look at this, number 10 is normally like, let go, let go. Stop. So where are you coming from then? If this is your focus right now, that's might be blocking you, this relationship, be it business or love. But even if it's in business, it's something based on your feelings. Ooh, here we go. Okay, where you're coming from, you are walking away from emotions that are no longer working for you. Feelings that no longer serve you, that you think are done with. You think like, okay, I want to move from there. Makes sense. This is something that you'll be maybe preparing for a year already. And it could also be because there was this maybe opportunity of material or financial gain that you thought you would get from this, but you are not really you see that it's not working, because it's a mix-up. What I feel here, it's a mix-up of emotions, intentions, and your material venture or material gain. As we talk, like there's a police car running fast or driving by really fast over a bicycle path. That's crazy, isn't it? They shouldn't be there. It's a different path. What that means, we'll see. But it's an emergency. It was an emergency, and I think you felt it, so you walked away. You walked away because maybe you went in there from trying to, with the best intentions, thinking logically, looking for material gain, and it's not working. And you thought it was like, you're thinking now, like, was this emotionally good? Are we actually a good fit? Maybe with a good idea, but it's maybe not the best fit there was. And you are walking away and you're leaving all the emotional or sensitivities behind. You're looking for it's a lot coming in here, man. This is really powerful, Gemini. So what is so powerful about this is that you are here appearing as the Emperor, which is a very strong, autonomous person. Nobody can tell you what to do, not even the kings. You know what you want. It's super logic. It's things well organized. It's overseeing everything. It can be cold, but can also be very benevolent. That's your strength. That's who you are. Yeah. I don't see a lot of shakiness there. Rocks. But in a relation, and in relations you had, there's a lot of disappointments and a lot of feelings that were not true. And maybe you had some relations, business or love, family, I don't know. That depends on you and your age and everything where you are in your life. Maybe you base it on emotions and on desires, or you wanted to see something in it, but actually it was not there. At the same time, you've been hurt by those people, and that's not the position you should be in. The emperor should not be lying on his stomach with all these swords in his back. But look here, something has happened. Like there is this lightning struck tower, as you see. Everybody's falling out, and even your crown is dropping. The crown from the emperor is dropping. It's your rationality. And for some reason, I also get the idea that this is your strength, even, like the worse what you experience or the worse things that are happening, the more terrible things that are happening. Look, we're Terriblekid. The more you excel, the better you are as a person, as a crisis manager. But they shouldn't go for your crown. That's where it stops. And I think that right now you have seen quite a lot, and you've been really trying with these relationships or with this relationship, and it's done. You've given it probably a year at least. I'm not talking about some swift new connection. This is more profound. So you've given it a lot of tries, but that was it. It's been enough. And you could stand all the critiques. You could stand all the attacks, the words, the letters, the logics that I brought to you. That's all fine. You're stable because your power is being the emperor in here. And then this tower comes and you let go, because what you learn now is with the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty positive, you turn this maybe bad happening, not caused by you, definitely not caused by you, but this happening where they were trying to steal your crown, or you felt like, okay, now I'm going to lose my head here. That's not good. And then you learn like, okay, let's manage my way out of this. I can do this alone, and I trust the Wheel of Fortune. And I think you should, because come end of May, you get Jupiter, the lucky planet, and you better trust fortune, because your future is much better without this relation. And as you see, more stable emotions and more stable relations with good intentions, and also good actions will come out of that. I mean, in a relationship, you might have had the best intentions, but those intentions could still have been totally different from your counterparts. They maybe had also intentions, but they were different from yours. Yeah. From 8 to 9. So it's quite logic, it goes from walking away from a lot of feelings and vibes, etc., going through this, seeing where your strengths are. And you see, like, this is also like a powerful person saying like, okay, this is it, got my cups behind me. I can refill them. These are my, these things I have to give. These things I already earned. So you also are able now to see this, what happened and why you have to move on. You see that as a learning. It's a new cup you will place there. You will no longer be on the ground. You will be sitting there firmly. Nobody will push you. And all these lessons, you add them to your rosary, of fortunes. Your advice comes out sideways. So that means you will be in a position soon where you will share. You will be able to share because you will have so much luck with Jupiter that also the earthy things will come to you. So like money, possessions, whatever, it will come to you. And you will be able to share with others. And they will beg for it. Some will ask you, please, can you help me? Can I do this? Can you give me a loan? Can I work for you? Can I do something? You're doing so well. And I think you should. But you should do that from your position as the emperor. Meaning, how can I best explain this? Don't give them fish, but learn them how to fish. That's like the position of the emperor. Yeah. So if people come and beg or ask for help, etc., don't do it because you think like, oh, it feels so good, or I have the best intentions. I'm a nice person. I know some Gemini who are like that. They can be a bit sobby, or be emotionally touched. Could be, and more like I don't know, some mundane things. But it's better for you now to more act like the emperor, understand that it's not really about your intentions, about theirs. You can ask for proof, or you can help them by also telling your limits and limitations and your expectations more clearly. And make decisions wiser, not based on intentions or good feelings. Okay, now let me check now. So there's something maybe for what's happening around you in your environment, if it's good or bad, or what people think of you with this is, of course, it's already coming. Yeah. Your environment, again, you see here, like it's a 7 of Cups. They are, it's not what it seems. I think the biggest lesson for you here, Gemini, is with all the pain you had, all the logical stuff they did to you, all the disappointments with feelings, vibes, intentions, you learned from that. You have grown. And now you're coming in a very positive thing because you're going with the flow. You're going back as the emperor, and you knew that you overcame the tower. Yeah. Because you're good at that, crisis management. But your environment is offering you a lot of emotions and sensations, all kinds. And it's not always clear. Things are not always what they seem. People are not always who they say they are. People are not always sincere when they talk about their emotions, about what they feel for you, what they think of you. And that might stay that way. So your environment might still remain riddle for you, or something that is maybe, after what you experienced here, a bit harder to deal with. It's not as clear as who you are, because that's what you gained. You understood better who you are. So what you have to understand now here is also when people come and ask for help, and you can give it, definitely, because an emperor gives help. He's the ruler. They will come with all kinds of emotional blackmail, or not blackmail, but like sob stories to ask for your help, or things that are not maybe totally fair, because you are they have seen that you were sensitive to this. They could play you with that on the emotions, even though you are normally the logical person, the air person. But now if you act like this emperor and you learned yourself, your environment is less dangerous for you, unless you believe in these things and you didn't learn a jota from the last year and what you've seen there. I think that's how I would like to explain this to you. And I will do this and then one more card. I didn't even turn my hourglass. It was maybe your luck, because the whole other reading. Maybe I will summarize to you what was in this reading for me. It was very interesting, but it was not recorded, so that's also a sign, right? Or it was recorded only for 2 minutes or something. Here we go. Okay. Hopes and fears. Again, here you see it coming together. Emotions and swords. Yeah. So there's like emotions. This is water and the swords. Your fear is, and I understand that if you act like the emperor and you make very fair and fair decisions and approach people from a very honest way, and you are now seeing that what they are showing you is not always what it is. It could be a mystery. Your fear is that might break your heart again, or then they start hating me again if I don't do this, because that's hard. This was a big cycle, and more than 10 swords. This is where it stops. It was in your back, and now still you're scared. But this is pretty much you're dead and done, and now still you're scared of breaking your heart again. But you've been there, and you survived it. You survived the tower, and yes, it's hard, and some people are very manipulative. Just don't fall for it. And don't be scared of breaking your heart. Because if people come with sub-stories and they want to work with you or help you or be in a relationship with you, etc., and you think like, let's look at this more logically and let's more look like the emperor and ask just like the normal questions so I don't end up again with my face in the mud and the swords in my back, then you won't end up like this. Because this is more painful. You have to change it. And I think you're done. I think you know. So this, and then I will take you a card from the angels. And I hope the sound is good because some of the settings were wrong. We're all new here with Terriblekid, and we really want to bring you some fun. It's also exciting for us and for me especially, like, will this work? Will it resonate? I really hope it resonates. Give me feedback. You can even give me feedback on the lighting, etc. I'm definitely not ready to show myself. I don't think also it has an extra. It doesn't have a value right now. So then that's the potential outcome, which I find a bit weird. Okay, if you do it too tight, well, let's say it like this. If you do it too tight, like playing the emperor, and then making decisions for people, like if you can help them because you're going to be so lucky, with the Wheel of Fortune and Jupiter in your sign in your first house, etc., and you do it too drastically, then you will end up like this, like somebody who is getting so stagnant, that they get stuck. They get stuck and they become very unappealing, sitting there with your crown and holding everything that you have, all your possessions. That's the bad side, I would say, of this. Yeah, look here, and at the bottom, this is more like the healthy way, which is completely Gemini. Yeah. This is, I think, where you should be. That should be more the energy. So this is like a vision you should watch out for. Don't become panicky. I don't mean to tell you here like, people want to steal your money, hold on to your possessions. That's not what I mean, because here it's flowing, and you learned all this, and it will come. But people have gotten used to you, that they could get things from you, and that's what I'm trying to warn you for. I don't mean take all your possessions, hold tight, and let nobody touch it. That's not what I mean. That would be the negative outcome, yeah? Because, maybe your heart doesn't get broken, but believe me, they cannot even reach your heart because your possessions are in front of it. And from the back, they can still hurt you there because there's no metal in the back, so they can still attack you. So don't do that. But the Queen of Swords here, that's more like Gemini, your feminine side, holding up your sword of truth, hold it up high, sitting your crown, covered with, in a drape of clouds. You have your dreams, you have your airness, you have the lightness that you need. Gemini shouldn't be so heavy. They have to be light. The clouds are there Here in the northern hemisphere, where we are in Western Europe, it's like the clouds look like this already for months. You should feel comfortable. You give him the hand, like, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, but just don't touch me. You are free, like the bird. You are free, do what you want. But if you want to work with me, here is the sword, and I'm gonna look at you, and let's not blackmail me or come with kind of nice sales talk and whatever, or nice bring me flowers and chocolates, etc., to steal my heart. That's not gonna happen, because long term, I want more than that. So you can be the Queen of Swords. It's perfect. Yeah, and the Ace. This is looking really good. Gemini, damn, it's gonna be pretty for you, a pretty year, and maybe the most difficult part is the first 3 weeks for you of this month of May. And after that, it will go much smoother. It's true that I think Jupiter is not a logical position in Gemini. Jupiter is also the ruling planet of Sagittarius, which is of course, your 180 degrees separate sign. And that's also where the full moon is coming from at the end of this month, because every time the sun is in Gemini, the full moon will be in the opposite sign, and that's in your case always Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So there is some harmony. You need others, yeah, because Sagittarius represents to you the others. The other people that you have to cooperate with. So this all makes sense, in this position. And I think it goes fast. I'm a bit surprised I didn't get the 8 of Wands or something like that, or the Wheel of Fortune, maybe even. No, not the Wheel of Fortune. The damn it, what am I saying? I'm looking for the English word. Well, you can hear English is not my main language, so. But I think most people understand my English. Honor your feelings. Here we go again. It's so much about feelings, Thank you, Haniel. Haniel is there for supporting me as I honor my emotions. This is what you've been afraid of, but you shouldn't, because this is all about emotions, And by honoring your feelings, you will become stronger than ever. And this is really the month where it will be changing. She even has got this green. Do you see it? Is again a woman, green wings, and green lotus. Wow, lotus. The lotus, the lotus flower. I want to show you this. The lotus flower grows from the mud. Yeah, it grows up from the mud. Well, much more muddy than here. Even like red water. Much more muddy than being on the ground in the dirt. With swords in your back. But the lotus will bloom. It's beautiful. Let me read it to you. You're allowed to be emotional, and it's completely natural to express your emotions. See? Say it. The angels are encouraging you to acknowledge how you feel and express that in a positive and loving way. Positive and loving, this is the opposite. Yeah, so watch that. You are a sensitive soul, clearly, and probably more sensitive at this time. But this is great. It's correct, because Jupiter's in your 12th house and you're going to the first, and you see like everything like, oh dear, oh dear. It's good. When you express your emotions, you're expressing how much you care about a situation. And when you begin to acknowledge how you feel, you come into a deeper alignment with yourself. It's about the self. Yeah? You have to explain how you feel to come in a deeper alignment with yourself. This is what I mean. And by saying that fairly, the surroundings, you will attract better people, more beautiful people. Your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift from God. This is the gift from God, yeah? Do you see it? The sensitivity is a gift from God. You are being encouraged to clear your emotions out by honoring how you feel and being honest with yourself. This is what we've been talking about. You will then be able to express who you truly are and will come into alignment with the gifts and talents you have to share with the world. Because you have so much to give. This way, look, you are the one who's giving. You give. And people know that. They come asking. So Haniel, the archangel. Haniel is a goddess archangel of the moon. Her name means the grace of God, and she's a powerful angelic force that helps us access our gifts and talents. She can help us unlock our empathic and intuitive abilities too. But in order for this to happen, we have to connect with the deepest emotions we're feeling now. Let Haniel support you in this and allow her moonlit aura to help you shine with grace. And I think this is super graceful. She is super graceful. You will be completely fine. It's going to be a nice month. It's going to be tough for you to turn around and to take these lessons and to be honest and fair and become the emperor again. Because you're the crisis manager. People used you, have gotten the best of you, but God is giving you these new emotions and making you connect to it, and you will rise up. Rise up from the mud, lying on the floor, and you will honor your feelings, because that's how you will become again the Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, I hope that was good for you, Gemini, man and woman. I hope it's gonna work. Maybe if I have time, I will do a short recap of the other reading I did yesterday. That was unfortunately not saved correctly. It was also about this switch between the emotions and the logics, but then the real logics. Okay, thank you and goodbye. See you.